Top 10 assistive technology tips. Professional learning for SERTS to support homeroom teachers. 1. Teach all students how to use Read and Write.
All students have access to Google Read and Write, and should be taught how to use it. You can support classroom teachers by providing refresher tips through one-to-one sessions, workshops, or even written reminders on the different features of Google Read and Write, so that teachers can then take those tips and bring them back to their own student populations. Go into classrooms and teach students how to use Google Read and Write themselves.
Provide grade level or divisional workshops for staff and students. Teach small groups of students who can be the experts in their classes.
Remember to highlight that Google Read and Write can be used across different tools on the web, including Google Classroom.
2. Give students a copy of slide presentations while you present.
Encourage teachers to use a slide like this at the beginning of each of their slide decks and share the slides with their students. Once students have a copy, they can make changes according to their own preferences. If the teacher created the slide deck using the default text boxes, then the slide is more easy for a student to customize. What you need to do is go to the theme and select the one that they like best, or even make their own. The fonts then change according to the theme that they have chosen. Students each have a copy of the slide deck themselves. They can use text-to-speech and screen reading through Google Read and Write, or Note, or their operating system. They can also annotate, highlight, and make notes on the slide itself without worrying about changing how it appeared, or even in the speaker's notes at the bottom. If a student prefers to speak to type, there's a built-in feature right in Google Slides where they can voice type into the speaker's notes in the same way that they would using Google Read and Write. Part of their note-taking, students should be reminded to move their own copy to a folder that they can easily locate.
3. Create back channels that provide all students a voice and direct line to their teachers. A way to increase engagement and participation is to go into Presenter View in a Google slide and turn on the Q&A from the audience tools. That way students are able to ask their own questions and upvote each other's questions, therefore learning from each other and asking questions at a time that's important to them, even anonymously if that's what they choose. 4. Share digital copies of materials through a learning system like Google Classroom. Encourage teachers to get in the habit of posting all resources and handouts in a place like Google Classroom. This will help with executive functioning skills and also allow students to go back to refer to things if they missed it or if they would like to see it again. It also allows students to use tools like OrbitNote to help them make sense of what they've learned. Students can use tools like the dictionary to help them review key terms or read the words back to them in the text that's provided. They can also translate text into a language that they prefer to learn in and annotate the document, complete work using the text features and the drawing tools. 5. Project captions while talking to a group or showing a video.
Many devices and operating systems have live captioning as an option as one of the accessibility features. If your device doesn't, you can open a Google Meet and turn on closed captioning. You can then open another window so that the captions are displayed on a projector for the class to see while you teach your lesson in the main part of the remaining screen.
6. Keep expectations and timelines clear by projecting visuals that students can refer to. Suggest that teachers project expectations for a work period and success criteria using a Google slide or a tool like Classroom Screen that includes other widgets. Students can then refer to this throughout the work period and also know how much time they have left. Seven, give students choice in how they want to demonstrate learning. Suggest that teachers check the status of digital tools on the BWW. They can find this by searching DTAP. Once they're there, they can see which tools are already available for use and which ones require additional consent. Teachers can then go through the list of tools and decide which ones best fit the needs of their learners and the content that they are teaching, and use the digital consent forms to gain consent from families to use them. The list also contains tools that have privacy concerns and should not be used. If there are tools that are not on the list, teachers can request that a tool be made available if an equivalent is not already made, and if they have the support of their administrator. Educators may start with one or two new tools that really allow students to have a lot of voice and demonstrate their learning in a flexible way. A tool that's really great for this is Flip. 8. Utilize assistive technologies recommended in IEP for all students when available. BoardMaker is available to all students and teachers in YRDSB. Educators can use it to make printable or interactive activities for all students to use. BoardMaker uses picture symbols that are frequently found on AAC devices that students may have. BoardMaker allows educators to find visuals to display in their classroom and include on their materials that are already incorporated on the communication devices of their students. It also allows educators to find other visuals that incorporate a diverse set of images that can reflect all of their students in their classroom. 9. Provide accommodation executive functioning to all students. Help teachers teach effective note-taking skills through a tool like Mindomo. Students can create mind maps that are visual and help them organize their thoughts. 10. Encourage students to explore the accessibility features for their own devices, operating systems, and software. Suggest that teachers share accessibility guides for different devices, software, and operating systems that students may use. They could share links on Google Classroom or at the beginning of a Google slide. That way students are reminded to refer to it if they need it. They may not always be on the same device, and sharing a link ensures that if there's any updates, students have the most up-to-date information. For more tips, reach out to your area assistive technology consultant.